Want that. Special delivery. I need that. Special delivery. Welcome to the Special Delivery Damn Near Daily Podcast. I am your host, Special, and this is it, episode 30 of the Special Delivery 30 Podcast Challenge. This does not mean that I'm going to stop making podcasts. I intend to make many, many more. I just wanted to challenge myself, and it did, even if it took longer than I thought that it should. But we'll talk more about that at the end of this episode. This one is with Styles P. I wanted to release it a couple weeks ago, but I caught a cold. Shout out to Mucinex, Hot Cheetos, and Sleep. Those are my ones. But we talked about his last EP called Nickelbag, plus we talked about the album that is actually out now called G-Host. It came out on May 4th. And with Nickelbag, there were so many questions that I had as far as his son producing a track on it, him talking about the moon and the earth and the elements as his ghostwriters, rap being like a ship, kind of the most fun song for him to make on the project, him embracing all of the aspects of the hustle and so much more. So let's get into this episode with Styles P. Can we talk about Heat of the Night?
Heat of the Night, yeah, produced by Phonics, featuring Kobe.
Homicide coma, shit bags, cripple niggas. I don't give a fuck when the police get dispatched. Wicked nigga, you can hear me laugh when it click clap. Look at me, you can see me smile when it
so hard. What was it like making that one?
Actually, I made that song a long time ago.
Really?
That song is like, I think 5 years old. That's what's crazy. Like, I was in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. I like to do LA to the Bay run all the time.
Yes, we appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm a stoner, and this is the best part of the world.
Yes, thank you.
San Francisco first,
yes.
You know what I mean? Bay Area all together first, then I say LA second, then it's like Seattle, Arizona, and all of that. But Denver, got to shout them out too.
Definitely.
Canada, all the stoner places, all of y'all, but we just sticking to the Bay in LA right now. So I was just out here on a little smoke run, just working, and was just vibing out, knocking some songs out. I was working with Phonics and Alchemist, and just having some stuff in the stash, and I decided to actually pull that one out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Dope. And then the album, we're pronouncing it G-Host?
Yeah, G-Host.
G-Host, May 4th. What can you tell us about that? We're so excited.
It's just real raw, authentic hip-hop. I think, my last solo album, studio solo, probably was 2015. I did drop if you didn't get it, go make sure you get the Vibes with my brother Burner.
Yep, definitely.
I dropped Vibes with Burner last year. I dropped the 7 with Talib Kweli.
Yes, that's man, so
a couple
good.
Mixtapes, couple freestyles, but I felt like it was time for me to give my fans something. A full body of work. I also dropped the EP called Nickelbag.
Can we talk about that? I have a couple questions. Going to, you say, my son produced it, but the moon is my ghostwriter.
Yeah.
If you ain't at war, then you know that it's love out. My son made the beat, but the moon is my ghostwriter. If you put me in the box, I'ma move like a pro fighter. Connected with Mexicans, pushing them low riders.
Did your son actually produce that?
Yeah, my son actually produced it.
Okay, so that's Prophet.
Yeah.
Okay, your son.
Yeah.
So, and then when you say the moon is my ghostwriter, what do you mean by that?
Just getting bars from, I get my bars from the earth, the energy, the sun, the moon, everything. Like, so I consider myself a wolf, so, I get vibes off the moon a lot. Like, I think people pull from a lot of places. Me, I like to pull from natural elements and the energy around me. My ancestors, the clouds, the sun, the moon, shit like that.
I love it.
Part of my French, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. At the beginning of that one, you create this imagery of Captain Ghost.
Yeah.
Immortal ghost, immortal mask on. Wild water smoke, you should know I'm the captain now. If I'm on the boat, blowing on the dank, walk the plank, yeah, you ought to float. Sharks out here, who the fuck did they call it?
Where did that come from? I think that's super dope.
Well, rap's like a ship, like, you know what I'm saying? And I just see myself as the captain, like, you know what I mean? That's actually a line from Captain Phillips, too.
Gotcha.
I'm the captain now.
Gotcha.
And Immortal Ghost is like from 300, like the Immortals. So I was saying I was immortal, but I had the immortal mask on, like 300. So just zoning out, having fun.
Crazy. And then on Roll Around, you talk about you can be the man on the bench or you can be the man on the team. Me, I like to be the GM.
Chanel on my chick, cause seeing it was never seen. Now you can ride the bench or be the man of the team. Yeah. Me, I like the GM spot. BM drop, the PM pop, AM too. So I'm gonna need that AMG and gray.
Have you always felt like that, or is that something that you've came to within like the last couple of years?
I embrace all stages of hustle and business. I think you start off one place to get to the next place to get to the next place. I think with growth, you have to start viewing it different. I think when you're a player, you're imagining one day, all right, I could be a coach.
Yeah.
And then when you're a coach, you imagine I can own a team. But I think it's about going through the whole process. Like, there's not a boss or a general that wasn't a worker or a soldier. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So I think it's embracing the process. But as you growing, I think how you view yourself is how you have to project.
No, that's definitely true because, everybody has to start somewhere and then work your way up. So embracing every part of the hustle is so important.
Yeah. I think I always felt like a boss and always knew, like, I'm for the boss position, but I've always embraced knowing I have to work to get there.
That's so true.
You know?
And then I think the most fun song on there is Stay Away.
Okay.
Was that one the funnest one for you?
It was all fun for me. I was stone making it around as everything, but yeah, it was super fun. Actually, I would say, the one you just mentioned was probably the most fun.
Roll Around?
Yeah. It's because Stay Away was super fun, the first verse. And then the second, I was just so zoned out. That's my shout out to Rondon. He be in the studio, my young boy, producer that's in-house. Sometimes you just hear something and zone out and just want to go use a style that you don't usually use or that's different to capture the rhythm of the beat. I go off beat, on beat a lot, so I like the off beat. So by the time the second verse came around, the first verse was like this, and I probably got in within a few minutes. And then the second verse, I just really had to fish kind of for rhythm. But then the hook came real fast too. Yeah. So, but yeah, the whole thing was fun though.
So good. Once again, G-Host May 4th.
G-Host May 4th. Make sure you get it.
Yes. Anything you want to tell them about it? We're so excited.
It's a super. It's just a hip hop album. Like, you know what I mean. I say it's a very much hit home kind of soulful album. It's a lot of jewels on there. It's a lot of rough stuff on there. It's a lot of feeling music. It's a lot of. It's just, I think it's kind of balanced. I think it's about maybe 14 songs on there, something of that nature. So I just try to give my core fan base, I just try to give them the old me, the new me, like blend it all in, like, you know what I mean? So I think it's a very tight project, and May 4th is gonna be, if you're a hip hop head, you're gonna appreciate it.
And that's it. Thank you
Love
so
is
much.
love. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And as always, thank you so much for checking out this episode. If you liked it, make sure to hit that follow or subscribe button on whatever you're listening on. Make sure you go listen to that G-Host album that just dropped on May 4th. And if you want more Styles P, we did 2 episodes of my show Creators Cut where we break down music videos. So we broke down the throwback for Good Times and we broke down the latest for Powder. So the link to those will be in the description of this podcast if you want to check those out. I also said that I would talk more about the 30-day podcast challenge that just turned out to be the 30 podcast challenge. That was just important to me because I had so much audio that I needed to edit and put out, and I had so many ideas for new episodes of the podcast that I was like, you know what, let's just do a 30-day challenge. Turned out to be 3 months, and it's fine. I really wanted to learn the structure of my show because I was kind of doing it, but I wanted to figure out what worked. I wanted to figure out the workflow. What's the best way to put this together in an optimum amount of time? So I feel like I learned a lot from it, and I'm really happy. So I would encourage anyone to try any kind of challenge that they have in mind. Just challenge yourself. You never know where you're going to come from it. And also reach out to me. My DMs are always open if you have creative ideas, you have challenge ideas, anything like that. Because sometimes we have these ideas and just throwing them at somebody and being able to just run them by them and see what they think about it can really make a difference because we get caught up in insecurities and what have you. So my DMs are open. Instagram, SpecialSays. Twitter, SpecialSays. Let me know what you're thinking about, the different ideas that you have. I'm here for it. And I think that's it. I'll have a new podcast out soon. Blurry Vision Festival is coming up, so I got a couple of those artists coming up on the podcast this week. We're just going to have a good time.